All right, awesome. Well, thank you, Pujun, for coming on for this case study interview.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, let's start out by saying, how are you? How are you doing? How's life treating you?
life is good. A lot of work, but that is just a life of a startup co-founder. I think really appreciated of you, Young, and all the services that you provide us. So you have been keeping us busy with all the demos and everything. So definitely
Definitely
whatever you're
appreciate
doing is.
appreciate that, Pujun. It's been a pleasure working with you as well, and
Yeah.
you're probably one of the most hardworking guys I know. So it's awesome. To just get started right away, my first question is, who are you and what do you do for work?
Yeah, so I'm Kintsugi's like co-founder and CEO, and what Kintsugi does in a nutshell is we are an end-to-end sales tax compliance software, and we serve B2B SaaS, B2C SaaS, and e-commerce clients and help put their sales tax on autopilot. Essentially, think of all the back-end automation that you have to do as you're scaling your company internationally or even like cross-border selling in different states. And one of the compliance pieces that comes and bites your butt monthly is sales tax. So we automate
Right,
all of that through AI.
right, yeah. That's like kind of your differentiator, like taking on a more AI driven approach. And um, one of the strong messaging like kind of took was like you guys update your taxes for your clients like every like 15 minutes or so, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's been a big differentiator. Um, my next question is, how did you hear about our company and services?
I think you came highly recommended from a friend of mine, and then I think Young, I booked a time slot with you, and what really stood out for me was no upfront like contract payment, more like, hey, we will charge for the delivery for all the book demos that are qualified, which was a
Right.
no-brainer. So I think a combination of like people like vouching for you as well as the right pricing model, I think worked great.
Awesome. So the pay per demo offer was just a no-brainer for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I also love that model because it just incentivizes me to get as many demos as much for you, and it creates a win-win situation. Um, yeah. So what were you struggling with before working with us? Like, what was your business like at the time? I believe like at that time you were had like a headcount below like 20 or so, and then like now you guys are like past 100 or something.
Yeah, so I think when we started working together, we were roughly at around like 13 employees. Now that number has changed to close to like 125 employees. I'm still growing strong. Our revenue growth is also like pretty strong as well, so I think it works out.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome to see your growth. Like, I've seen like your website like evolve as well, like, and all these blog posts and case studies. Like, you've been active on LinkedIn and everything. It's awesome to see that growth. And this is another follow-up question. Like, why did you decide it was time to sign up for my services? Like, yeah.
Outbound is a very hard nut to crack. There's like
Mhm.
constant changes in like technology, MCP servers, Google evolving. We are living in a very interesting time where like these AI tools are making outbound really, really hard. So instead of me as a co-founder and the CEO of the company juggling 99 different things, I wanted to bring in an expert whose sole job was to just focus on one and one thing. That is what was like cracking outbound. And that is why like I think we decided to give you a shot was pricing made sense, people vouched for you, there was no upfront commitment, and then what are the two things that a business has to do? It has to build a product and it has to sell the product. You were at the spearhead of selling that product. So just
Right.
actually made sense.
Awesome. Yeah. And I wouldn't have started working with you unless like I really like the product as well, and I really like the values of the business. You guys take on a more like transparent pricing model and like customer centric um, like a business model. So that was something that I really resonated with as well, and I didn't have a hard time like selling it myself as well. Um, yeah. So how did my services like specifically help you solve like what you're struggling with?
I think for me, the biggest thing was like you were able to like increase the number of qualified demos. And not only that, but you were also able to like help us like do analysis and figure out what is the messaging that is working,
Mm,
right? So I think it's a two two pronged approach of like, hey, get you immediate returns, but also like helps you like figure out and refine the strategy of like what we should put on the website, what is resonating with customers, what is not resonating with customers, etc.
right. I recall like I think it was like a year back or so. When we start finding the winning angle, I think we mentioned like a case study with like from like TaxJar, and one of the customers was saying like I nailed the messaging because he never like replies to cold emails, and like it he just happened to reply to that one, and then he jumped on a demo with you guys, and then I believe he signed on with you guys as well. So
Yeah,
that's
we close.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So what have been your like business results since we've been working together?
I think our revenue has more than 10x ever since we started working together. And you have been able to scale your outbound with that piece as well. As the company has matured, we have added a lot more integrations, whether that's with like Shopify, Stripe, ChargePay, QuickBooks, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Amazon, to name a few. And one of the good things that I like about you is like you go in and you're like, oh, okay, a new integration got added. Let me start outbounding to those customers as well. So it's been like quite nice to see how the scale that you have like built actually scales with the R&D of our company.
Yeah, I've definitely been seeing that, and a big thing on our end is like having a like a wide TAM, and you guys been just constantly expanding from like not just integrations, but like from the US to like Canada to like Europe, and so that's
Yeah.
just has that expanded our TAM, and like that allows me to book a lot more demos for you guys as well. So I appreciate the growth on both ends. Um, since we started working together though, more specifically, like what are some like wins or like milestones you've achieved? Like if you could even share like specific revenue numbers or like significant like results, like number of like leads or sales, if that's
Um,
okay with you.
yeah, I think we have like crossed a bunch of like revenues in terms of or a bunch of milestones in terms of our revenue. We have um like smashed our targets of like hitting $1 million in revenue, then hitting $2 million in revenue, and all thanks to like in part with your services. The second piece is I think like we have together booked over like 150, if not 200 plus like qualified meetings through you, Young. So that has
Hmm.
been pretty exceptional as well. And I think one of the things that I want to give you a shout out is you make yourself available in HubSpot. You're able to jump on a quick call. You're very willing to like figure it out very quickly, which is something that like I find it hard to find with other people.
Gotcha. So like that proactiveness is something you really value.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. And your team as well. Like I see that everyone you hired is very proactive and like willing to communicate and has that collaborative nature. That's
Yeah.
been super helpful as well because I need that like information back and I need updates so that I can improve the messaging as well. So that's been really awesome.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and another thing other than like revenue, like targets, like it seems like you've been able to achieve like another series of funding and like past like $100 million valuation. Like recently, you guys got an investment from a Vertex, I believe, like which is like a competitor, but they invested in you guys.
Yes, sir. So Vortex is really plays on the enterprise side for sales tax compliance, and I think like just the synergy between Vortex and Kintsugi is second to none. I think they see like what we are building for the SMB market, and I think both the companies are poised to win with this investment and with this like partnership. And so just the roll down effect of having customers partly in like thanks to you through your outbound is I think that creates a snowball effect, and that allowed us to capitalize on the moment and really hit a home run. And we are not stopping here. We are just starting. So I'm very excited
Yeah,
what is to come.
definitely. I mean, I look forward to seeing you ring the bell like at your IPO. Like, I'm super excited. Um, and what's one piece of advice you have for other clients to get the most out of our services?
I think be engaging. Have like have Young in your Slack like external channel, be collaborative, figure out the messaging together. It's like any other like field, right? You get what you sort of sow. So the amount of time you can like jump on a call, share customer feedback, share feedback about what went well in a meeting, what did not go well, what is your updated
Hmm.
messaging, that is like I think something that like benefits everyone. Um, the other piece I would say is like just like any other piece of like department, this is a very outbounding is a very living thing. So you have to constantly invest time, resources, effort in deliverability, in messaging, in what the user persona that you're targeting, and go from there.
Right, definitely. Yeah, and I appreciate that, like, as busy as you are, you hop on these calls and like you fill out the onboarding form and do the process, and it's been tremendously helpful and like it's been essential. Like, yeah. I think this follow-up question is a bit repetitive, but it says like, what would you say to someone considering working with us?
I mean, it's a no-brainer. I would say I think like give Young a shot, and like the pricing makes sense, right? Like if you close a customer, then Young is doing his job. He wins, you win. I think he's a collaborative person and is willing to meet where you are, which hopefully you're using Slack. So it's just a no brainer in my opinion. Like, why wouldn't you want to grow your business with more customers? I guess is the question I would ask. Otherwise,
Thank you. Appreciate that, Fortune. Yeah, I mean that comes to our final round of questions, and I appreciate your time to hop on this call as busy as you are. It's difficult to connect sometimes, but I thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you IPO and grow this business like to $1 billion business.
yes, sir. That would be one of the milestones, and then we'll not stop there.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Kojin.
Cheers. Bye, Young.
Bye.